Andy, some people are sitting here, some analysts, some peers of yours, saying that there are some systemic problems within this company that aren't being addressed at all. What do you say back to them?
Well, I think that's fair, to be honest. I think there are issues that have come up with the explosion of social media, and Facebook in particular, that neither the company or society were necessarily ready to deal with. What I would say in response, though, is it's still an extraordinarily powerful marketing platform. And the issues, unlike, carcinogens in cigarettes or something, can be addressed. They can be fixed. This is a company that, now that it's aware of those issues, I think is taking steps to improve. You
bring up cigarettes, Andy, and it's actually a really interesting point, because there are some people in the community, in the investor community over the last week, that are starting to say that maybe Facebook does eventually become that kind of thing, a sin stock. Are you saying that it doesn't have to be that way, that they can address some of these issues and do it quick enough?
Yeah, definitely. There are, like I said, issues that have come up that I think everybody is becoming a lot more aware of. Fake news is one of them, election meddling and sort of abuse of the platform is another, addiction is another. And the nice thing is Facebook, because of its scale, because of its R&D engine, can do things and change to address all of those.
Terry Haynes of Evercore still with us, joining us from Washington. And Terry, the calls from Washington quite clear. Get in front of us. We want to hear from you. The interview yesterday, is that enough as far as you're concerned from the people you've been speaking to, Terry?
Now, let me put it this way, generally, this is a whole lot more than a Facebook problem. The question of what to do about data and making sure that people's data is safe and not abused is something that goes far beyond Facebook. There's an old phrase down here that eventually everybody gets their turn in the barrel, and this is Facebook's turn in the barrel, but it's more than Facebook. So that's number one. Number two, there's no dearth of advice from crisis managers about this, but and I used to do a lot of that work myself once upon a time. But what you do is, you get out in front of this and you have a story, and Facebook's new at this, so so it's going to take them a little bit of time. I think this is the first real crisis they've ever had to deal with. And thirdly, you don't prejudge results or volunteer your results generally. If you're a sector or industry, you're anybody. You can look at the way Volkswagen dealt with things, you look at the way GM dealt with things, Ford once upon a time. What you don't do is slit your wrist and jump into a shark tank, because you can be guaranteed that the sharks are going to come after you, and they're not just going to bite you on the wrist either. So you get ahead of this and you control what you can control, as an industry, not just as a company.